Hello, I'm Stirk from Rogers, Stirk, Harbour and Partners, and I've been asked to just go through a brief description of the project. Spain, that particular part, is a continental climate. It gets very hot, very cold, with extremes of temperature during the day and through the year. But the production of wine requires quite steady state temperatures. So what we did was we explored a whole series of tunnels which exist under the existing castle, which are underground tunnels, which have been used for maturing of wine vats for centuries. A large ramp at the rear allows, during the harvest time, hundreds of tractors with trailers to be weighed. They drive up to the top of the delivery area, and the whole building is based on a gravity system, which is you do not pump wine vertically, and when you do have to pump it vertically, you have to do it a minimum number of times. So essentially, grapes come in at high level, they're distributed into all of the tanks, where second fermentation cycles go, then it is dropped down into the barrels in the cellar, and then that's where it is then batched and placed into bottles, and they're all stored at various temperatures. It was in terms of the language of the building. Obviously the nature of the stone base is actually inspired by the actual quarry that produced the stone of the castle. It's also based on the fact that it was actually a lot cheaper than any other material we could find. The stone that's used is normally used as hardcore under roads. And the limestone was basically brought 2 kilometres down the road. And we felt that resonated well with a lot of the natural materials in the town and of the castle itself. The idea of the large flexible component of the winery being a series of lightweight timber structures was again based on timber has a lot less embodied energy than steel, the cost areas, and also the fact that it was manufactured just about 100 kilometres away. It's all things that could be sourced locally. But the structural efficiency of it was based on the catenary arch, which is something which I think everyone knows. Gaudi explored in Barcelona the notion of the draped chain. And we discovered that this began to create quite an interesting notion of a series of simple barrel vault roofs with catenary arches that support it from the underside. It was something that reduced its span by half, so it allowed us to create quite elegant timber structures, peeling away the layers of the methods of construction. It's what we believe is the language of architecture, what our building's trying to say. And this is very much a celebration of almost barn-like components that are brought together where people can read and make a guess at understanding how this thing is supported. We're going back to the idea of the great democratic shed where everyone existed. That's both people at various positions, stations within the company could all exist under one roof.
I mean, it's funny that the chap who, the chef who prepares food for us, staff canteen, said, "I've got a bet on at William Hill on Maggie Centre, I hope you don't mind." I said, "No, it's alright, it's alright."